Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Warped, a completely unnecessary Star Trek podcast, where we do unasked-for audio commentary of Star Trek episodes. Here are your hosts, Sean.
Get me to my regular doctor. They're familiar with my weird, things.
Matt.
It's completely bonkers, and I didn't understand what was happening like 80% of the time, but I loved it.
Jake.
His abs unfurled.
Philippe.
I don't have honor! What's the point? I want to live and sing and dance.
Erin.
This show is so good, we're just like watching it.
Min Win.
Would you fuck, marry, or kill me?
All of that.
I would do all three. All three in that order.
And May.
Dear Diary, I kissed an android today, and he told me he felt nothing.
Make it so.
Welcome to Warped. You've already heard us all introduce ourselves, so I'm not going to do that part.
Did you guys talk about Annie Wershing last week?
We didn't.
We did not.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Well, she's another
Trek.
Yes, let's get all of our porum outs out now
Yeah,
before we
okay.
start the episode, because I have one too.
so it doesn't get too sad.
Yeah, Annie, how did you pronounce her last name?
Wershing, yeah.
Wershing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she was
The Borg Queen
She
in
was
the
the Borg Queen.
last season of Picard.
Picard season 2.
Yeah, season 2.
And had she been on it before, on other Star Trek before that?
I don't think so.
Or just in Star Trek Picard Part 2? Because she didn't play the Borg Queen back on the
No,
Voyager
no.
days.
No.
She was a new addition.
Yes.
And she was also famous for doing voiceover work in the Last of Us video game.
Okay, I played that video game.
Yeah.
Who was she in that video game?
I think she was Tess.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know who that is. Is she you guys watching the TV show?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet. Stan's watching it. He says it's great.
Yeah, it is great.
It's really good.
Philippe,
It is.
Did you say fantastic?
It is fantastic.
okay.
It is.
Must be really dull and boring then if Philippe likes it.
Wow.
And full of thoughtful
I like you.
conversation.
It's just
and
the
you are
bunch
dull
of-
and boring.
It's just the interstellar of zombie shows.
It's not fun.
It's not fun, but I like it.
Yeah,
I like fun shows.
I liked
but
the video game an awful lot.
it captures the feel of the video game. So it and
Stan's real into it because he never played the game. He doesn't play video games.
What a fool.
And Walking Dead just ended, so he's like got a zombie shaped hole in his life right now. And he's like, "Oh, there's another zombie show."
yeah.
And he was like, "I don't know if I want to watch another zombie show. It took me 20 years to get through The Walking Dead." And I was like, "Well, this one's from a video game, and it's supposed to be pretty good, so give it a shot." And he started watching it, and he was like, "Oh my god, it's so good."
That is. I would stand by that review. It's very good.
What are we doing here today?
But like, how long can they do that?
I tried.
No, I'm sorry, but I have another one.
Okay.
Gerald Fried, Emmy-winning composer
Oh, okay.
of
Yeah.
Star Trek's famous fight music, died today.
Oh.
Today.
From the original series?
Yes, I'm going to play it for you in a second, and we'll have to probably cut it out because I'm sure it's some kind of copyright violation.
It's less than 5 seconds.
He was a TV music writer. He won an Emmy for the music for Roots. He co-wrote with Quincy Jones. He wrote 51. He did the music for 51 episodes of Gilligan's Island, which he said was his most profitable job he ever had. He did all of Stanley Kubrick's early movies up to Paths of Glory.
Interesting.
Which I just rewatched the other day, unrelatedly, and that movie fucking rips.
Nice.
So he had this career as a TV and movie composer, but what he's most famous for to nerds is what I'm going to play for you here.
You got it.
Oh, wait. Why isn't that working? It's one. Okay.
Right?
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job.
Classic. All right,
Yeah.
turn it off or we'll get sued.
Yeah.
No, we'll have to cut that all part out. I just wanted to play it for you guys because I
Yes,
knew you
thank
would.
you.
I knew you would be like, "Oh yeah."
That's cool.
Well,
An
we
interesting
drink to
career.
you. What's his name?
Freed.
Gerald Freed,
Gerald
age
Freed.
93.
Wow.
Had a good life.
What an
93 is a
interesting
nice
career.
run.
Nice.
Gunsmoke, The Man from U.N.C.L.E.,
Man.
5 episodes of Star Trek, 51 episodes of Gilligan's
That's
Island.
like half a Gilligan's Island.
I mean, that's pretty good. Now we're here to watch Star Trek.
All right.
May's like, get this fucking show.
I'm tired.
She's over there whispering.
Yeah. The science fiction drama, ambitious, exciting Star Trek.
You
It's
can play it
season
on 1.5
5.
speed.
It's season 5, episode 16. It's called Ethics.
It's medical procedural, this episode.
This is
I'm not trying to
This is Grey's
solve
Grey's Anatomy season -8.
Or season 400. Like,
Mhm.
it's set in the
Where's
future.
the romance?
Yeah.
But that didn't work.
all right.
Yeah, there's some surgery. Spoiler.
Let's watch this thing.
Okay, it's playing. I don't know how much time is on the clock.
I don't know. Let's let it guess. This one
There
is
you go.
wild.
There it is. 45:38.
Start your.
Punch it.
3, 2, 1, punch.
All right. Now you're with us. We're watching it. There she is, floating
There's
through
the
space.
beauty.
I always think that's a charging station on the bottom there. That little hole. It's like a cell phone charging hole.
All right. First of all, my OSHA ready to say this place is not well lit. Things are stacked.
It
They're
is
like,
not well
let's
lit.
find out where the chemicals are leaking out.
Yeah.
What's with the moody
With
lighting?
no
Yeah, why is
protection.
like the cargo bay so moodily lit?
Usually the cargo bay is bright as day.
Yeah.
I know.
Worf should be owning this
I know.
fleet
He'd be
now.
owning Enterprise.
Yeah.
And everything is just stacked.
Nothing's secured.
Nothing is secured.
This is a ship that like loses gravity and
Yeah.
gets banged
They're
around.
always rocking and
They're
rolling
rocking
on
and
the
rolling all the time.
and the front. Yeah.
Those things are gonna fall off.
They just
of there.
they spent half their time on the ship picking that stuff and putting it back up on that top shelf.
That's what lower decks are for.
Yeah.
After
That's
every
right.
emergency, it's like casualty report: 14 people, all in cargo bay 3.
Yeah.
What happened? One of those big blue barrels fell on them
Yeah.
again.
They lose oxygen.
You mean one of the wharf killers?
Yeah.
What do we keep in those things? I don't know.
Yeah.
The ominous shot up to the
Uh-oh.
criminal barrel.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
leaking.
This
It's
is like a
leaking.
Columbo where they show you the crime.
Yeah,
Right at the
exactly.
beginning.
Yes.
He's like looking at Worf. He's like,
I
closer.
want to get that one.
One
Some
step
final
closer.
destination.
Yeah.
It is Final Destination.
Those Worf-like reflexes.
Oh,
Should have taken it in the chest, Worf. That would have
Yeah.
been the smarter thing to do.
Exactly. I like how he has to pretend it's heavy and then like.
I mean,
okay.
he moves it out of the way. It wasn't on top of Worf anymore. It
I
was
know.
just there. He
They
didn't
wanted.
have
They needed to
move
show
it.
that it was like super heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Object work.
And this is where he'll be for this entire episode.
Yeah.
For the rest of the week, he's
Yeah.
just.
And
I just have to lie here.
yeah.
He has to act through his eyes and ridges.
He does, though.
Yeah.
He's good at it. He's always good at the way he holds his body.
He's a good actor.
Yeah.
It's not that he's not a good actor.
Mhm. There's a lot of blue in this scene. I don't know.
Yeah.
I might have art
gonna
directed
be
it
a
a
hard-
little bit differently.
It's gonna
Not
be
as bad as when they're all wearing their red.
Oh,
surgery
their Handmaid's
outfits.
Tale
I'm not
outfits?
into it.
Oh, do they get to wear those?
Yep,
Yeah.
they
Yes.
sure do. Looking
I always
like
think
some
of. I think they
Cronenberg
look.
movie.
Yeah, I think they look like Cronenberg in Dead Ringers.
They
Did
are-
you see they're making a a remake of Dead Ringers with a lady playing the gynecologist.
It's someone famous too.
Yeah,
it's a
it's
pretty famous actress. Like
it's not Rose Byrne, but it's somebody like Rose Byrne.
I can't believe they're doing that.
Burn.
What's Dead Ringers?
Dead Ringers is a movie from the 80s that David Cronenberg made, starring Jeremy Irons as twin gynecologists.
Oh,
Who
God.
have a real creepy relationship with women.
But they have like a weird
incestuous bond with each other. And they're making a TV version of it, but it's going to be on streaming. It's one of those like, we're edgy, we're on streaming.
Yeah.
But I forget.
Look it up, and I'll give you the spots.
I'll look it up right now.
We were watching season 5, episode 16, Ethics. Original air date February 29th, 1992.
Ooh, leap year.
Ooh.
They got an extra day for this one. After an accident that leaves him no longer able to walk, Worf asks Riker to help him commit suicide. Aaron.
Who watched it?
Yep.
Everybody watch it except Matt?
All 5? A 5er again?
I saw 30% of it.
Okay. That's good enough.
Yep.
Aaron, what do you think the IMDb rating of this episode is?
Ooh, yikes. I'll say a 7.2.
On the nose.
Hell yeah.
Well, it's because it's
ding, ding, ding,
Last
ding,
week was 7.
3.
This is not as good as last week's. Is
No.
it?
It's 0.1, not as good.
damn.
It's much more point of that than that.
I don't know, man. It's dour and
Well said.
serious
I think
and
they
has
both-
a real sadness.
It's a real Philippe type of sci-fi, you know.
Did they both deserve lower scores?
They both
Yes.
yes.
Perhaps 7.
I mean, I think the story of this one would have been, oh, your spinal cord is now like cherry jello. Like,
Hey, look, it's an Excalibur or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Excelsior.
I do like that Hillary Clinton's in this episode.
This actress, she doesn't have a particularly interesting. The actress's name is Carolyn Kava. She doesn't have a particularly interesting IMDb, but she
burn,
does
Carolyn.
Have,
She just got roasted.
Wait. Who is she Hillary Clinton or is she Kate McKinnon
doing Hillary? That's what it looks more like.
Or is it Jane Lynch strung
Lynch.
down?
That's what I was trying to figure out. If it was Jane Lynch.
Yeah, she does have a Jane Lynch
She
vibe.
looks like a 5'3" Jane Lynch.
She looks like Jane Lynch does in The Fugitive.
Right.
But she plays Sam Beckett's mother in the episode of Quantum Leap where he goes home. So that was the one interesting. I mean, she's done a bunch of TV shows in the 90s
I thought
and 80s.
she looks like the lady who is trying to figure out like the young ingenue's secret in the movies, you know? Who's like, I don't trust this young person.
Right.
They're hiding something. I'm going to figure it out and trap her.
Mm-hmm. She's serious.
Like Von Trapper. She's like the Countess in The Sound of Music. Like,
Yeah, but Butch.
she's like, I don't trust this lady.
Yeah.
no, I am a good person. You can trust me. Yeah.
I don't trust her.
I don't trust
I
that
think
accent.
that-
Oh, man. What is that?
That's that Nespresso machine.
I know, but the way he
again.
leaned in and that,
Yeah.
like, that real, like, hey, to the side, like,
Yeah.
Look at
that's
the
how-
space sheets, you guys.
Yeah.
Space
That's
blanket.
right.
Berkeley Sheets.
Mhm.
What's up, player?
Game recognized game here with Riker and Worf.
Yeah.
Okay, so the star of the Dead Ringers TV series, which is going to be on Amazon Prime, is Rachel Weisz.
Oh, wow. That's pretty big.
She's like a Rose Byrne
Yeah.
vibe, right?
Yeah.
Rose Byrne is more comedy now.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Rachel Weisz, Sound of Music, Edelweiss.
Yeah, Rachel Weisz, Edelweiss.
How do you
Oh,
like
it's all
that?
Goes
connected.
around.
And he looks like his jammies are made out of drapes.
Yeah,
So there you go.
It's that upholstered look they like so much.
The future, baby.
Cat would have a great time climbing right up that
Just
sucker.
like clawing at it.
Mount.
Stop
Is that
scratching.
Klingon pajama wear that he's got?
It's just a few of his favorite things, okay?
Or
Climbing Mount Wharf.
Raindrops and roses.
blood on his
whiskers on
Let's just make
Klingons.
this whole episode secretly about the Sound of Music. Can we do that?
Blood on my batleth.
Right, blood on my batleth.
Yeah. I was thinking, I couldn't think of the name. These are a few.
Having 2 legs. My favorite.
Death to my enemies. Honor for...
I just want to fast forward to the
and honor
surgery
and
because this
honor
shit's
and
crazy.
Yeah, honor and honor and honor and honor.
Yeah.
That's great, man. That was very good. So Worf's deal is Klingons who can't walk might as well be dead.
Pretty much.
So I want you to kill me.
Yep.
In some sort of Klingon sacrificial, like suicide, seppuku kind of whatever.
You got it.
Yeah.
That's the episode.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but there's got to be a way to do this that is more
Yeah.
dramatically interesting than this.
Then I'm just laying down the whole time.
Yeah, I'm just laying down the whole time. I have to tell Alexander to like man up and like whatever. I didn't even watch this, but I think I basically remember what happened.
My favorite part of the episode is what you learn about Klingon anatomy and how basically they have doubles of all their organs.
Yeah.
Just in case one gets stabbed. They have another
Right,
one
there's
to keep
another
working.
one.
Stabbing was so prolific during evolution.
Yeah,
Well,
They
we
were
know
like,
we've seen their shoes. Stabbing happens a lot.
Yeah. You're
They
gonna get
have
stabbed.
a lot of sharp-edged blade
Yeah.
weapons on Klingon. Does Picard he goes to Picard ultimately, right? Not to jump ahead 35 minutes into the
Feel
episode.
free.
Yeah, Picard basically tells Riker before he talks to Worf to do it.
Yeah, Worf's like, I mean, Picard is like, you have to,
It's
his decision.
You're
right?
being very humanist in your thinking
Sure.
that this is wrong. Like you're not. This is his culture. It's not your decision.
Listen to all of this nonsense. Are you reading these where she's talking about a bunch of just nonsense?
Well, so this lady, we're gonna call her Dr. Jane Lynch.
Let's talk to Dr. Lynch.
She's pretty much like the scientist, the evil scientist in every like sci-fi movie where it's like they're the scientists. She's pretty much B.D. Wong in Jurassic Park. Like he keeps doing the science even though it's always a bad idea.
Right. She didn't stop to think about whether she should.
Right. Or when she doesn't, she thinks about whether she should, and her whole idea is like, I should, because even if they die, I'll get good research out of it.
Good for the research.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Science.
And Beverly's just like, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
You're supposed to help people.
She's like, you got to think about the human in the equation.
Right.
And
Do
then
no
she's like,
harm.
But he's
Yeah.
a Klingon. Oh, and then she's like, all right.
Oh, and then she's racist, it turns out?
Nah,
No.
Oh.
I'm just throwing that out there.
The whole thing is that Beverly, with normal circumstances, can't fix Worf. But this lady has a plan to rebuild a spinal column for him. But the chances of survival only 37%. So Beverly's like, no, fuck that. I'd rather keep him alive, even if he's paralyzed, even though he would hate that, than have this lady.
Oh, she doesn't want to do the surgery.
Perform the surgery that will make him whole or kill him.
Yeah.
Which sounds like the best plan for Worf.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about, Beverly? Who are you not doing harm to? If the only person if the person that you're doing this for wants this.
37% is pretty damn good odds.
Yeah, I mean, it only in holographic tests though.
Yeah.
She hasn't because she hasn't been able to secure.
But still, he wants to die.
Yeah, can't let that happen.
He's going to commit suicide either
Well,
way.
and that's exactly what Picard like confronts her on, right? He
Yeah,
says
well,
like,
Picard does call her out on it.
Yeah, she's
but even in the end, they still make her right because she tells the chick off at the
Yeah.
end. She's like,
She's all-
I don't care that it worked. You know, you're still stupid.
And then she
Is
just
basically her get off my ship.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
But see, Picard
So
lets
is
people
Beverly
choose.
right or wrong? I wasn't paying attention.
I mean, I think it's a question of ethics.
It's a question of ethics.
I think she's wrong.
Is the fish there?
The fish.
See, look, he's even more. He's getting the curl. They're giving
really
him the
does.
Superman
Was he-
curl.
Was he auditioning to play Superman? or something?
A Superman with a beard?
Were
I
they
don't
doing a
think so.
revival of Superman the musical?
There was a brief time where Superman had
When were the Reeves Supermans? Were they around this time?
No,
they were the last.
Earlier.
Was
Well,
it 86?
No, I mean the last one might have been during like the first season of this. Yeah, it might have been
Maybe
88.
87 there, yeah.
Wow.
87 was 86 was 3. I'm pretty sure.
And then it took them 20 years to figure out how to make another Superman movie.
And
Which
they
one was
remade
that?
it again right away, right?
Was that the Brandon?
Returns, the Brandon Routh.
Superman Returns, yeah.
Oh wow. Well, Reeves killed it, man.
He did. He was perfect.
That was iconic.
His little hair was perfect.
The truth, justice, and the American way was he totally embodied that.
Yeah, he totally sold it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Superman 4 was 1987.
Wow. Okay.
So it would have been right before the show started.
I was like super young then, but like it's still, I remember it really stuck with me.
And Superman Returns.
Superman 4.
Superman
Superman so cheesy.
The worst of the 4.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which one?
It's
Which
not
one
the
was that?
worst of the 4.
You gonna say 3?
Which one's worse?
Hackman's at least in 4.
3 is still better than
And
4.
4 has a nice little like anti-nukes message.
But
in
it's so
it.
cheesy compared to
Look, it's your favorite.
Yes.
Alexander's
Baby Wharf.
Baby Wharf. That perfect conical
That
head
hair
shape.
is just like
Page boy.
yeah, and the
I
way
had
that
that
it
haircut back in the
swirls
day.
around when he turns his head.
Oh, I want to see pictures of that.
He acted pretty well.
Aaron with the Alexander Roshenko look.
Yeah. I
Get
had
the
that
big
jumpsuit,
forehead, too.
I had that
The-
corduroy jumpsuit too.
Did the-
looks like Lois from Family. Yeah.
Did the bob start 90% on your head?
Yeah.
You cut it off.
Just replace the ridges with bangs, and that's basically
I like
back in the 90s.
Those are Klingon bangs.
My mom told me that Klingons have a lot of dumb opinions about honor, is what he tells her. Like, I don't give a shit that he has Klingon bullshit. I want to see my father, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Worf's a bad father in this episode at first.
I mean, kind of just in general, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. But, when you got a kid like Alexander,
every
doesn't
single
inspire
episode
you.
with Alexander is an episode about how do I raise this fucking kid? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because there's no
I
other
suck,
reason to bring
he
him
sucks.
into an
This is not
episode.
going anywhere.
Isn't that just what all dads were
Yeah.
like in like the 1950s or whatever?
Yeah, he's a very 50s top-down kind of dad.
Yeah.
That's how I like to be as a dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
50s top down.
Hell yeah.
My way or the highway.
My wife doesn't let me, but I'd like to do it that way.
You've sent her like, this is what I'd like to happen right now.
Oh, give it to him. Give him to him, Troy. What sparkles in her hair? She's telling more pop.
Whoa, what's in the vials? I'll take the red stuff and the blue stuff and make some purple stuff.
That's what they put into the spray bottle.
They don't have spray bottles anymore.
they
They're
don't
just
have-
vats.
No.
They just
They've
dump-
upgraded to vac technology. There's Dr. Lynch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, her hair's
I don't know. I think it's more Kate McKinnon as Hillary Clinton
Or if I'd
than
like,
Jane Lynch.
I'd like to.
So let's call her Dr. McKinnon as Hillary Clinton.
Oh, I've never seen the thing turn on.
Ooh, Screeny has got
McKinnon.
some interesting
McKinnon
things
Rodman?
now.
Like been working out all season.
It does not help that they have dressed Worf like a couch.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Could
ridiculous.
just sit on him right
Yeah.
And wrap him in plastic.
now.
Right.
Is that his watch?
Yeah.
So they're coming up with this is Beverly's plan to basically give him some
Right. This is
amount of
the
mobility
classic.
back.
This is the classic. I'm gonna try and walk across the parallel bars, and but I'm not gonna be able to do it. Kind of scene, right? Don't they do that
Yeah.
scene in this movie?
They do it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But her idea is we're going to wrap your legs in sensors and so you can learn how to like use them.
We'll teach you to walk again.
Yeah. And then
And
once you learn how to use them, we'll implant them in your legs.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, fuck that noise. I'd rather die.
Yeah.
And so this lady's like, well, hey, I've got a way to kill you.
Yeah. Yeah.
In that case, let's do this wacky.
I've got a plan. Make us all happy here. Except Beverly, who's a real downer on this whole episode, man.
She's really into her ethics.
Yeah, man.
See, I think right about here, Jake, is where you drop in the 20 minutes of stuff we were doing before the episode started. Just drop it in right here. Like it fits like a glove. Like
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, books.
Yeah.
What else you want to talk
Books
about?
in, books in, books
What
in.
else you want to talk about?
Honor.
You want to talk about the Mandrell sisters?
Always. What were their names again? Susie and McClintock?
McClintock.
Code of Honor? What?
Lucy?
Did you ever figure out what that show we were talking about that we couldn't think of the name?
Dennis Weaver one?
Yeah, the Dennis Weaver where he was a San Francisco cop, but he was a cowboy.
Well,
Do you guys know it? Can you think of that? What it was called? It was like the guy's last name.
It was part of the NBC Mystery Hour with Columbo.
Yeah.
And what's that show you like? The Mrs. the Wife.
McMillan and Wife.
McMillan and Wife.
Yeah, it was that era.
It was called McCloud.
McCloud, that's it.
Yeah.
I can only
7 seasons.
Wow.
I can only think of the Simpsons joke, which was called McClintock.
Yeah.
But when I knew that wasn't right. But.
Speaking of the Simpsons, that famous Star Trek fight music is the music that they play in there's a pretty famous Simpsons episode where Homer fights an alien and they play that fight music in it.
That's awesome.
And the guy who wrote it was like, I suddenly started getting checks from The Simpsons.
Nice.
And I was like, I don't know why I'm getting these checks. Because like his agent or whoever had like sold it to the show. And he was like, I didn't know I was on this. My music was on The Simpsons until I started getting these checks in the mail for The Simpsons.
When you started playing it, it sounded like, actually, when Jake started singing it, it sounded like the thing that Jim Carrey sings.
Yeah, that's what he's singing.
That's what he's singing?
Cable Guy.
The Cable Guy? Yeah. That's why he does it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Does he get checks from the cable guy? Because
He should.
I'm sure he got a big check from the Cable Guy.
We can't even play it on this podcast.
I feel like
if we can't play it,
I feel like in the movie they eventually overlay the actual music over
him
scene.
singing it.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I think so. I don't remember.
Oh no!
Jesus,
He's down.
Alexander, you didn't have to trip
Alexander looks like he's got skiing pants on.
Yeah,
with those bibs.
He's just showing off all the things he can do that Worf can't.
Alexander, get out!
I could go skiing right now.
Please leave, and also this is your fault.
He's kind of like a Oompa Loompa.
Yeah.
Barbara. Louise.
That was it.
Louise was the dark-haired smart one.
Right.
And Earlene was the
I keep
dumb
forgetting
slut.
Earlene.
Oh wow! Way to slut shame.
Check in.
Damn.
We should check in every week about.
No, you
Mandrell
think that
sisters.
I said that shamefully.
Gee.
I meant it. What I meant was she was the dumb slut. She was the best one.
Yeah, girl.
Why is everyone so busted?
Yeah, what
over
the fuck
here?
has happened here?
That barrel is just like it didn't stop with Worf.
That was
its first victim.
You ever see that movie Tire or Rubber or whatever about the homicidal tire that kills? That barrel ran on a real rampage.
Yes, exactly.
Have you seen that trailer for that cocaine bear?
Of course, Cocaine Bear.
Yep.
Directed by Elizabeth Banks.
Elizabeth Banks. Get it, girl.
She's got a weird filmography when you look at it. She's like Pitch Perfect 2, Charlie's Angels.
I'm hoping to go see
Cocaine
it next
Bear.
week.
Hell yeah.
Based on a true story.
Yeah.
Except that story's kind of sad because the bear died.
Yeah.
the real story.
But before he died, he really
the whole
lived.
movie is made up.
Yeah,
The real story doesn't have anything to do with the bear.
Yeah. But boy, did he live.
Arlene played the drums, you guys. Barbara played banjo, steel guitar, piano, and saxophone.
Jeez, keep it
She
going.
played saxophone? That's
apparently. Louise played the banjo and the fiddle. Arlene played
talented
the
family.
drums.
Yeah, I know. Gross. They're super talented.
Anyway, there you go.
Dr. Lynch is being very
I
stern.
watched the shit out of the
That show. And they would show like their property and like they were like I thought they were like the richest people in the world. I was like, oh my God, they had this mansion. Of course I didn't know about how affordable real estate was in the South or Colorado.
The Mandrell sisters live in Colorado.
Sometimes.
Their villa in Aspen.
Yeah.
Where they had gay orgies.
Yeah, where you could stay for a week, but you know what you had to do. 3 weeks.
Which of the Mandrell sisters would you sleep with?
You don't get to pick. It's a random.
It's a random spin.
There's a wheel.
Well, they were all attractive, though. There's no losers in the Mandrell sisters.
Right. Well, you don't know about the fourth Mandrell sister.
Wait till you meet Zeppo Mandrell.
Exactly. She doesn't play any instrument.
She plays no instrument.
Yeah.
Somebody get Zeppo.
And this is her favorite episode of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes Jean-Luc to read Beverly the Riot Act.
She can play no instruments.
She plays a mean skin flute. There's some interesting artwork on the walls in this episode.
It's not his usual. Oh, where is he?
He's in her
Beverly's office.
Yeah, he went to go tell her she's being a dumbass about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is, the artwork, and then it has like the medical symbol on top of the artwork. Why?
Because it's medical art.
It's medical art.
Medical art, clearly.
That's what on art. That's AI created art. And they're like, we want a picture that's good for a doctor's office.
Yeah.
They're like,
Neutral.
make sure you slap that physician symbol right on the front of it.
Ouroboros, or whatever it is.
That's not an Ouroboros.
That's not. Oh, it's the.
It's not eating its own tail.
It's whatchamacallit. It's whatchamacallit.
Caduceus.
Caduceus. There you go. Wait, no, it's
or the other one.
Staff.
The staff of whatever.
Raw.
It's a little bit Ouroboros-y.
Oh, is it just transparent? Maybe it's just the room behind them, or
what? Oh, is it like looking through a glass?
I can't tell.
Oh, yeah, that's just her office has windows.
Into the storage area.
Yeah, into the closet.
I think I see some gravity boots back there.
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute.
Beverly.
Is Beverly the assassin?
Oh. So we weren't looking at.
They got doctor symbols all over the place.
Everything.
They're on the windows.
Everything has the doctor symbol on
The price she doesn't have one stamped
It's
on
like
her
how
forehead.
She didn't go to 7 years of medical school not to have a doctor.
Have normal windows.
Yeah, exactly.
She gets the doctor windows.
Everything.
It's everything in modern day Star Trek. It's one of my pet peeves about modern day Star Trek is that everything Starfleet related has the
branding
symbol on it, has the delta on it.
Yeah.
Like everything. It's like sewn into the fabric of their uniforms. It's
The
on
couch,
there.
the bathroom.
Yeah, like it's just like fuck. I'd get tired of looking at that. If that was me.
Yeah.
He's like, I get it. I'm Starfleet.
Yeah.
I'd get that thing that Philippe has about looking at holes. I'd be like, oh no.
Another
I'm
one.
surrounded by Starfleet deltas.
Look at that thing is branded. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to casually use that thing. All right. Here we go. Sacrificial murder.
Yeah.
I got the chapter. And
I brought the thing and the thing and the third thing.
yeah.
I feel like this would have been like a popular monologue in like acting classes.
I've been stabbing you in the holodeck for hours.
Sure, like audition piece kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Today I'll be
You're just like, I'm going to do
doing
a scene
monologue
from Star Trek.
Does
Next
more
Generation.
damage that way, you know, with jaggedy like that.
Yeah, they don't want a
rips the
simple
shit out of your stuff.
You don't want one of those
pulls out.
knives that goes in, you don't even know it's in, right? You want to take some chunks.
Talk about a double-edged sword. This is
I love how Riker's like, I'm not going to do it.
dagger.
I'm going to make your 6-year-old son do it.
This is Riker's solution? Is to make
Yep.
Alexander do it?
Yep.
Well,
He's like,
tell
I
him.
want you to look in your
These
young
people.
child's eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
wrong with
basically
these
using
people?
like cultural appropriation?
Yeah. He's like, a Klingon's a kid, and they're adults as soon as they hold a blade.
If you want to be super Klingon about it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sit on that tall chair and jump off and stab me.
Put your Klingoniness to the test.
Oh, Riker's really getting into it here.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Tasha died, motherfucker.
We've seen these people die, and you're just gonna do it.
He's gonna call him a coward, right? Like, you have no honor or whatever.
Well, he's saying that, like, I studied your culture and this ceremony, and the person who actually is supposed to conduct it is like the next like male born in your family, and they have to be like relatives. So that means Alexander is actually supposed to be doing this. So.
He's got dibs.
So if you really want to be,
This is another bluff
It,
episode.
yeah.
He's bluffing. He doesn't have his hair is all upswept right now. He doesn't have his little forelock.
head butt.
Lots of
What's it called?
They had to be really good with the ridges this time because there's a lot of Worf close-ups.
Yeah, yeah. The makeup people must have had a busy week this week.
Yeah,
because
we couldn't just slap on those ridges.
The wide screen, the wide shot version. You gotta put the close-ups on.
Close-ups on all week. Have you seen the schedule, Mel? It's close-ups all week.
Lipstick on Troy twice.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. She got
sandblasted.
Yeah.
What did they say? Like she was a house?
The house that after getting the hose.
House after the hose.
Give it the hose.
A house that was on fire after the hose.
Yeah, what does that mean? How do you just?
I think what he's trying to describe is when you see people like sandblast the paint off of like the wall, off of walls.
Damn.
I think it's just like a complete disarray,
It's a weird metaphor.
It's a pretty harsh metaphor.
Yeah.
I didn't know
It's
it
being a little
interpreted
dramatic.
Sounds like
kindly.
might be a problem without her makeup, huh?
Yeah, jeez.
I think it's the makeup artist just being a little bit of a bitch.
I keep thinking about that like Factor fiction show that Frakes was a part of. You remember?
Truth or Fiction or whatever it was called. Truth.
Oh yeah.
He had that long scene, and it was just like, I'm
and then at the end, he's like,
Yeah.
It turns out it was all real.
I'm here to help
Here
you
we
commit
go.
suicide.
I gotta go to play pretty soon. Can I just stab you real quick?
Here's the knife. Bye.
Using the knife.
Yeah.
I want you to stab me in the heart.
Mm-hmm. I know that. I know how to stab.
Oh, okay. So that show was called Beyond Belief, Factor
Yes.
Fiction.
I'm here to assist you in your suicide, Worf. Is it real, or is it a fabrication? Actually, it's false. Well, what is happening here, sir?
Beyond Belief was hosted by James Brolin in season 1, and then by Jonathan Frakes in the seasons after that.
It's a complete hoax.
James Brolin
started playing Thanos.
Yeah, like one of those guys became Thanos, and the other one is Jonathan Frakes. No offense to Jonathan Frakes. It's a lovely career.
What was he doing around that? James Brolin.
He
wasn't Thanos.
He was hosting Beyond Belief, Factor Fiction.
And it was appropriate.
And a young Kevin Feige said, "That man's gonna
There's
be
my
my
Thanos
someday."
He did 20 years from now. That
So I
man's
got
my Thanos.
so went and saw Ant-Man and the Wasp last night.
Yep.
At the El Capitan.
You saw the new one, right?
Yeah.
Quantumania.
And I've talked
Instantly
about
dating this otherwise timeless
That's
episode.
right. that they always have had famous people come to talk beforehand.
Yeah.
And this time they pulled a double cross on us. So they had this thing, and it was like they come out and they do their little spiel, and then they brought out someone from the Nerdist who was hosting the thing, and then she did like trivia, and then they ran trailers, which typically by this point in time the famous people have already come out and did their thing, and so we're like, oh fuck, they didn't have any famous people come out. Then after the trailers, the lights went back up, and then out came Kevin Feige, and he started talking, and they didn't have it was not the first time they haven't had the director there. They had Daniel Desmalkian, who's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, the Russian.
He plays he's got a character in this one. He doesn't play the same character, but he plays another character because none of those guys are in this because the whole thing takes place in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
And the I can't think of the actress's name who plays Cassie, the daughter.
Yeah.
She was there. And they had Christoph Beck, the composer, was there.
Oh, cool.
But it was funny watching the reactions of people who thought they were really getting pissed off because no famous people were there, and then they came out.
Sounds like they had quite a few.
It was fun.
No Rudd?
No Rudd. No, that was the one I thought might show up.
No Lily.
I don't know if I did not think Evangeline Lilly would show up. She does not seem like she's that much cool. Like she does not enjoy this shit that much.
Yeah,
I thought Paul Rudd might do it because he must not be in. But I don't know where he lives. He might not live in L.A.
Still doing press.
Klingons have visible ridges on their spines. And
So you're gonna see them
as well as
Oh
their
my God.
foreheads.
Oh boy, are you
where
gonna see
else?
them?
I want to know all the ridges.
Everywhere.
There we go.
It's not like Ruffles have some ridges. Ruffles are all ridges.
They're all ridges all the time.
Ridges, constant ridges.
Blessed surgery. Blessed surgery.
This surgical gear
Made the spine
Does
open.
not inspire confidence.
No, I feel like I'm in a cult, not one of the good.
What
cults.
year did you say this movie was? What year was this episode, Sean?
This is 92.
This is like the first or second episode of 92, right?
And
No,
Dead
it's been a few,
Ringers is
It's in the 80s.
88.
Yeah, there you go.
So they definitely were inspired by Dead Ringers.
They've done this before too. There's an earlier episode where they do
Who's
surgery.
that? It's not Michael Dorn.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
God.
That
Cut
is
open
like
his
a
ridges.
fake- that is like a dummy.
Mhm.
That
Yeah,
is
because I
not
can't
funny.
remember ever seeing that red look like that before Dead Ringers. Maybe it existed before that.
The red.
If they
yeah.
walk into the medical bay and they have to put that on, you know you're like fucked. You're
Right,
like,
this is a serious
yeah.
injury.
Yep.
Can't you just like transport me?
You know, they should be wearing pink.
Talk about close.
They should be wearing all pink uniform outfits because Worf's blood is pink.
Ironic.
So they should color coordinate.
Look at
Well,
that.
I'm assuming that the point of the
Look
red
at
is to
that spine.
disguise the blood if you get blood on you.
Yeah.
But his blood is pink. They should all be wearing Pepto-Bismol colored outfits.
Did you guys know that Worf's a Stegosaurus?
I made that comment. It looked like a dinosaur bone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's supposed to be Worf's back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty curvy. For
Well,
a
now
guy
you
who
see why
stands
it's
up.
got ridges.
Yeah.
He stands up way too straight.
He
to have
stands
a
up pretty straight.
backbone that wiggly.
Maybe they just had to fit
That's
it
like
in
my
the box.
old grandpa's brand.
Yeah. Don't worry.
And why is it curved like that?
Oh, he
That's
had
because that's
the-
what a barrel did that. It's not the way it normally is, right?
It's because it's normally under tension.
you think
under
that-
No, this
tension.
is not. I thought this is one they made.
It's their
No,
they're having to
prototype.
It is, but it's got to be. It's got to fit. So it's got to be the same.
oh,
Now,
yeah.
look at this art behind these two.
Yeah.
What is this?
Well, they're
game
playing they're
It's
playing
beautiful.
They're playing a game of Black Triangle.
Yeah. Everybody's favorite game.
Everybody's most amazing.
God, you're phoning it in there, Deanna.
Deanna's not even
She's-
trying.
She's gonna get
No,
I
that's
feel
a-
the same way.
We're
She's
gonna
gonna
shove
get
this.
Yeah.
She's gonna
this
get a
goop in your
Zola.
back.
This is
gross. What happens next?
This
Let's shove this in your back.
this is
Ooh.
where Erin was like,
Goop.
nah, no.
Yeah.
She's like, I shouldn't serve spaghetti tonight.
Yeah, I was worried.
It's like we'd see this and just projectile vomit.
Mhm.
We're a little behind because I slurped down the first spinal cord like a noodle.
Yeah.
Now
Exactly.
myself.
It's all good. It's all cleared up.
Yeah.
You just throw that in there. You kind of let it do its own thing.
Mhm.
It knows what to do.
It knows what
Yeah.
to do.
the
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 gummy
tubes
worm
know
knows
what
what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just cover it up and take about 20 and smoke them if you got them.
It's like, I don't know if you guys watched Dr. Death with the guy, Pacey.
Yeah, Josh Jackson.
Yeah.
PC.
His surgeries are kind of like this, sadly. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
real story. Of
Yeah.
just a doctor is just like awful.
Yeah, people kept dying.
Yeah, it was like this. Or surgery.
All right, everything's looking good.
Yeah.
And everything's good.
Yeah,
Everything will be
connections appear stable. Is what I'm hearing.
And then there's some red going, then there's some beeping.
Yep.
That's never
Beeping is
good.
bad.
Yeah.
It turns out he was bleeding this whole time. We just didn't see it because it was on our robes.
Yeah.
No, it'd be pink as hell. You'd
Well,
be able to
was
see
it
very
was
easily.
it pink in the episode of the movie, Star Trek movie we just watched?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was pink.
Like purple.
It was like more of a
It's more
purple.
it's a little bit more
It's
Pepto.
pretty pinky when
Yeah.
it drops out of the gravity. It's
Yeah.
pretty pink.
Pretty pinky. That was my porn name.
Pretty pinky.
No.
Well, this is where you're gonna put that 20 minutes in, Jake. Right in here.
We've already used it. It's gone.
No, he can break it up. Break it up. Break it up.
Just copy and
Yeah.
Double
Control-V
it.
that
Just the
shit.
entire hour is just that 20 minutes 3 times.
Yep.
Just hit copy paste.
Remember how we were talking about Stephen King before? Let's talk about that same thing again.
Sure.
I used to read R.L. Stein.
Oh yeah.
Sure. Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Well, I read the Fear Street series.
Oh,
You
yeah,
guys
sure.
read that one? That was more like teen.
Yeah.
R.L. Stein was, at least for, I think, was a little younger.
We're too old.
Yeah.
We were all in college, I think, when
Yeah, we're too old for those. We were all grown up.
you guys are younger than us.
Yeah. But the Fear Street ones were like very like horror, but also kind of like teen romance because they were like high schoolers and they were always hooking up and stuff.
Nice.
But then he also had as part of that series like ones that went back in the day, like into like Salem witch trial times.
Oh hell yeah.
Which explained
read
why
this
Fear
now.
Street was so like haunted and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. There was a backstory.
Yeah, I like those ones more than like the just the
Goosebumps.
teen ones.
Mhm.
What? Yeah. Well, I never read Goosebumps. I mainly read the Fear Street ones.
Gotcha.
So, guys, Worf died. I don't know if anybody's paying attention.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Worf
Yeah.
is dead.
He's super dead right now.
And I was like, is Worf dead?
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're in a public bathroom,
Yeah.
you try to be as quiet as possible, right?
If you're not insane.
If I'm in there by myself,
No, I mean if there are other people
there,
in the
of course.
bathroom.
I mean,
Yeah.
Do you go
there's
ninja
certain
mode
things
as soon as you hear that door open, though, right? You kind of like, yeah.
I swear to God, people talk on the phone in the public bathroom
Yeah.
at
the
work
talking?
a lot,
Yeah.
and I find that so upsetting.
Yeah. You're making as much noise as you can in the like I'm in here.
They know someone's in there.
Yeah.
The bathroom at work has 2 stalls. They know someone's in there, in the other one. And who has, I don't care if it's empty, who has a full-on conversation while you're on the toilet?
Yeah, the only conversation you should have, I'll call you back.
That feels very strange to me, to have a conversation while you're on the toilet.
I don't think Alexander
Especially if you know
cares.
somebody else is in the room. Like,
I think Alexander's faking.
But it brings Worf back to life.
Oh, his tears.
His
tears. This makes no sense to me. Whatever.
That's how.
do you make calls
Thor
while
came
you're in the
back.
bathroom, you guys?
No.
Remember how sometimes they used to have phones in the bathroom?
Like at
actual.
I remember
all
like when I
phone
first went to
lines.
Vegas
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
saw
yeah.
a phone in the bathroom and I gotta use it.
like an emergency though. I think they're worried about somebody like.
Yeah. But I
falling
still
off
had
the
to
top.
use it. I was like, I gotta use this to call
You
somebody.
got to call your bookie from
Yeah.
the toilet. That's what it's
Exactly.
there for.
That's when you get inspired.
Well, what's the policy for using the phone? Is it because people feel like that's the only time they can actually make a phone call? Is when they're taking a bathroom break?
I don't know.
Is it prohibited while they're?
It's not prohibited. I have no power over this situation.
I'm just
But-
saying, is it like a work policy that they
That's what
can't
I mean.
do?
No. They're just these are just people who talk on the phone
They're
while they're shitting.
multitaskers.
Yeah, some people.
Well, do
always
not
have
touch
to be
their
busy.
phone is all I will
Yeah.
say.
I don't like it.
Phone scene things.
I don't like it.
All right.
Speaking of phones, I think the next hipster thing should be the revival of phone booths.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should start putting phone booths, bring phone booths back, and have it be like the cool thing for like hipsters to do is like make calls from a payphone.
Yeah.
And not have their phones on them.
The thing is, they'll need their phone to be like, what's the number that we're actually supposed to...
Sure, you'd have to bring back phone books.
It's like, what's the number to call so-and-so?
It should be
I don't
like,
know.
they should go back in time to when they didn't even
But I
really
can
have...
kind of imagine like phone booth themed things like becoming popular again. Like, oh, it's retro. These
You could have
don't
like
exist
phone
anymore.
booths.
I think we're about to get an investment idea pitch right here. Business plan.
That would, that
I
would
just
make
need
sense.
I think that's not a bad
$5,000 for me
idea.
too.
Yeah, you're still using your own phone. You're just charging it there.
Yeah, you turn the telephone booths that look like old school telephone booths, but they're charging stations.
Charging stations and also phone booths. So use your phone in the actual booth. So you're not using it in the bathroom anymore.
Yeah, you're not yelling into the
Matt's
phone.
trying to get him out of the bathroom and into
the phone booth.
I just think it would be funny if phone booths made it.
I think it's a brilliant idea.
I like the idea of phone booths.
Phone booth.
They look cool.
Yeah, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do they still have
Let's
them?
use our. Oh, look at those feet.
Oh, there they are.
The phone booth is that's what the TARDIS is, right? In Doctor
Yes.
Who?
Yep.
It's a police box. You could only call the police on
It's an
them.
emergency call.
Okay.
It was like a 911 box.
I like how she don't help your father.
No, how dare you?
Yeah.
She's being very Klingon about it.
Well, that's what he wants. He doesn't want to.
But then he's like,
No, this is like a glimmer of how much he loves Troy. This episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, he picks her to
to be if he dies
guardian.
to watch Alexander. Oh, he didn't help me, and all he does is stand in front of him.
Yeah,
sure.
And
Well, he's magic.
What's he gonna do? We brought him back to life. What more do you
He's
need?
12 pounds. And he's not going to help Worf.
Well, I
up.
understand, but what the hell did he ask for help then?
He doesn't even
It was
have his
a
first
metaphor.
pubic grid.
Fucking metaphors.
It's the bond they have.
That is
It's the same thing that happened in Thor when Natalie Portman brought Thor back after he got swiped by the metal guy.
Yeah.
And so Thor was dead.
It's
and
the
then
power of love.
Yeah, Natalie Portman
makes the world
cried
go
a single
round.
tear,
Power
and
of
then-
love is a go-to. That's my big problem with Interstellar. Speaking of, is that it's all about the.
They play the song "Power of Love."
Yes.
I can't believe you like that movie, Philippe, as much as they play "Power of Love" in it.
Hey, it's about the making of the
It's
song.
Huey Lewis's best
I
performance.
didn't know you were such a Huey Lewis fan.
I really like the news, so
Well, who doesn't?
It's a package deal.
I'm more a fan of the news.
yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Wow.
You know how
They
when
have
you're
the-
like, you know how when like contrary like Beatles fans will be like Ringo's secretly the best one.
Yeah.
But if you were like, I love the guitar player from the news.
Yeah.
I love they had a great saxophone player who wore sunglasses all the time and wore a suit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those things.
It's just like I love the best part of the
It's
revolution.
just like Huey's okay,
the
but
guy who was dressed like a doctor.
There's a
another
cult
episode
on
of
the
Star Trek
bridge, you
started.
guys.
No, that's
where's the
spoiler
controller?
alert. Why are we watching this?
No.
I'm just gonna get a jump on next week's
Oh, that
episode.
is-
This is a gender fluidity episode.
It's 1992 Star Trek tackling trans issues.
Yep.
Nice.
Get ready for that.
But I
I'm
like
sure it's
how
going to
it's
be
like,
handled delicately.
It's about as
and-
delicately as. It's actually not terrible.
No, it's
It's
yeah.
fairly.
We'll be watching it with our special guest, J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, JK's going to be here to weigh in.
she's
I'm sure it'll be a very nuanced conversation.
As you can imagine, she has a lot of thoughts about whether this person in this episode should be allowed to go to the bathroom.
She will sue us by the end of it for all of our thoughts.
And at the end, we
Please.
will give her.
Oh God, please send us the cease and desist letter, JK. We could use the publicity.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much for listening. Tune in for that fun next week.
Yep.
Until then, you can rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Email us at warpedthepodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at Warped Trek. I'm at Host Warped. Min is at Wet Maynard for Dungeons and Dragons and Call of Cthulhu live streams and podcasts. We're on Instagram at Warped Podcast, Warped the Trek Podcast. Merchandise is at lunar_flare. I can never remember the Insta one for some reason.
At
Warped
Trek.
Podcast.
Oh, at the Warped Podcast.
The problem is it's not the same as the Twitter
Twitter
one, which is why it throws me off. And that's all. Until next week, my name is Matt.
I'm Sean.
I'm Jake. Philippe.
Aaron.
I'm 8.
Oh, go to patreon.com/Patreon/warp to become a subscriber and get access to something.
And you can listen to the show on Star Trek podcasts now.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
If you haven't figured out how to listen to it, I'm not sure how you're listening to this right now.
Somebody gave it to you on their Zoom.